Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content. So many people talk about quantum leaps as if they are a magical, mystical thing. Maybe they are. I'm totally open-minded about these things. But I'm also very practically minded too. So what is a quantum leap? The term is less used in reference to its place in physics and more in terms of having a huge change or leap in the direction you want to go in. A seemingly far shorter amount of time than most people think it should take. It's the idea of collapsing timelines. The Cambridge Dictionary describes it as a great improvement or development or advance in something. And my goodness, have I been quantum leaping all over the place the last month? Let me tell you. My life and who I am is fundamentally completely different. Unrecognizable, in fact, from the version of me from just a month ago. So who could I be in another month? Who could I be by the end of the year? How exciting is that? Like, you're always so close to a huge change, but it takes a little bravery to take a leap and take the action required to get that quantum leap where there's a moment that you look back and go, whoa, how did that happen so quickly? How did I do that so quickly? It might be how you feel after a career change. It might be a niche change in your business. It might be a change in relationship status. It might be letting go of a toxic person in your life that's holding you back. It might be simply being super honest with yourself about what feels out of alignment and finally stopping ignoring the niggle and taking some action. So often we can plod our way through life, not really changing anything much, yet still hoping for these epic quantum leaps. And it just unfortunately doesn't work that way. But why do these quantum leaps seem so ethereal and unachievable? Often because we're looking for a shortcut to where we want to be and we're looking in the wrong places. People think they're intellectually missing some piece of information, but the missing piece is actually the action that you're avoiding taking. This is where nervous system work comes into play. The more tolerant you are of discomfort, the easier quantum leaps become. You have to learn to sit in tension. You have to learn to work with your autonomic nervous system to increase your window of tolerance. This is the trick to so many things in life. And when you do this foundational work, everything becomes easier. You're always going to feel tension when you're doing anything new or making a big change because that is how we are wired as humans. We are wired to instinctively protect ourselves at all costs. That means anything outside of the realms of our habitual current wiring, right? Anything new. That is why it can feel so difficult to make changes, and we can feel like there's this internal tug of war happening with ourselves. And that's because there is. There's dissonance between what you want and your current wiring. You have to upgrade your identity, right? This is where support comes into the equation as the first way to get your quantum leaps. Think back to hard things that you've done. Did you have support? Did you talk it through with people and enlist help to make sure you didn't go back on doing what you said you were going to do, or making sure that you stick with something to get you through the hard bit before it's wired in? That's absolutely something I've done hugely that has immeasurably contributed to my quantum leaps over the last couple of months, or 6 weeks, really. If I hadn't had the support of my incredible friends, family, and therapist, I guarantee I wouldn't have achieved what I have done in such a short space of time, because it's big things, right? So what support have you got in place right now? And if you don't have any, where could you find it? There's very, very real physiological reasons that these things are hard. You cannot out-human yourself, right? Until you create consciousness. And that's why I believe psychoeducation is essential to creating quantum leaps, which is a big part of why I do what I try to do here for you. Because when you understand how we all tick as humans, it becomes easier to override your own wiring and create those new neural pathways that you need. When you know what to expect, you can navigate it with so much more ease and less internal struggle and less internal negative self-talk. You understand what's really going on and how to move through it without being horrendous to yourself in your own head and believing what you're telling yourself. This makes things so much quicker. Even just understanding that wiring your brain and your nervous system it is possible in itself is a huge piece of the puzzle. And the next thing that I believe is essential in creating quantum leaps, I've touched on previously, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Comfort is the killer of quantum leaps. Taking the time to increase your nervous system's window of tolerance and increasing your vagal tone. The vagus nerve is the key to a huge amount of change, and to be fair, warrants an entire episode. But for now, if you want to learn more about everything I'm talking about with regards to the nervous system, please go back and listen to my interview with Stefan Schmelik, who is the founder of Sensate, which I'm an ambassador for. The Sensate device is one of the many, many ways you can increase your vagal tone and heart rate variability. Again, I think this stuff warrants its own episode. But you can also use heart math, the Apollo Neuro device, breath work, meditation, exercise, singing, gargling, humming, EFT tapping, and lots more. This really is fundamental in learning to tolerate the discomfort that you will inevitably go through when making big changes. Work on your consciousness is the next piece of this. Unlearn your conditioning through self-awareness work. Watch out for where your attention is. Is it on moving forwards, or is it on being stuck? Because it matters hugely. When you can become the observer of your own thoughts, you really do become the master of your life. No joke. It takes practice, but it becomes simply how you think. Is how I think nowadays, and it certainly didn't used to be. Everything becomes habitual with practice and repetition. So be intentional and be curious. Right? We've got to figure out these programs, these thoughts, these beliefs. Yeah. And then fundamentally, take action and keep moving. Do the healing work, regulate your emotions, and work with your nervous system. It really is the key to having everything that you want more quickly. Your next quantum leap starts with one choice or decision, followed by action, then another, then another. You aren't missing pieces of the puzzle. You have it all already. You just need to use it. I often say who you are today isn't who you have to be tomorrow. And I still love that. I lived that. And I love how empowering it is to know that in every fiber of your being. To know that if you're having a tough time, or you're not happy, or you want something big to change, that it's actually far closer than you think. And I, for one, I'm so excited for where I'm going to be at the end of the year, because I know the possibilities are endless, and I'm already reaping all the energetic benefits of the big giant quantum leaps. And like I say, where I am and who I am now is not the same as even a month ago. Unrecognizable. And it started with a big, huge, terrifying decision, along with all the other things I've talked about today. You are absolutely capable of quantum leaps. It's more easy than you think, but you have to take action. And I cannot wait to hear about your quantum leaps. So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now, because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye!